Hi guys, Grave Visitations here. So I'm here near Duncannon in County Wexford and I'm looking for an old graveyard. Now it says it's private, the graveyard, so I'm hoping to try and find it and get in and show you and have a look around this graveyard. And it really looks nice from what I've seen online, but I'll just show you what it looks like around the area that I'm going to. So as you can see, I'm surrounded here by these lovely golden fields. And all around there is lovely scenery. You can see that's Duncannon off in the distance there. So I'm hoping to find, now there's a few people around there, so I'm going to ask and see, can we get to this private graveyard? Right, so the story is there's a construction site just there to the left of me, back on that road. But this is another walkway here for people to come down. So I can see the graveyard. It's in the middle of a field, but to get over there is the thing. So we'll try and get over, because there's a big fence around there where they're doing construction and it's hard to get access into the fields. So so bear with me guys. So this is just a walkway. I'm hoping, now it's over in that direction, the old graveyard, and it was opened in 1915, and I believe it says online it closed in the late 1960s and is unused. So there is no further burials in this graveyard, but I'm very interested to find it and have a look. Still looking for this graveyard guys, but I've come this beaten track, which is absolutely stunning. Just look at that Duncannon coastline. So I have an idea where the graveyard is, so I'm going to try to get access and go across. So guys, I finally found where I'm going, and surrounded by a couple of fans here as well. Maybe they might subscribe, who knows. So right across there, and thanks to a man who helped me out, showed me where it was, because I can see from the distance here there's yew trees. So that's the little graveyard in there. So we'll go over and have a look and see what's inside there. So I'm going to make my way around all these cows here in the field. You can see them all in Serenity Sue's there. So this is where we are, and this is where we're going. Let's just see, can I take a selfie? Selfie? No? No. So I'm going to keep going guys and see what's in the area. I'll go over to this old graveyard here, and all our friends will come with us. So just ahead guys is the old Dunbrody graveyard, and I was just talking to the man earlier and he was telling me there's a small number of graves in here and it looks kind of overgrown, but we'll do the best we can. But you can see where the graveyard is just on top of this hill here, overlooking that gorgeous scenery. Beautiful scenery in the background, the river and the hills and everything there. Now there's a very large gate There's a very large gate in this old graveyard, but look at the railing that goes around the old graveyard here. It's beautiful. Surrounded by all these cows and everything, and I came from over there, and you can just see where I am now. If I'm able to get in here, guys, I'll get in. You can just see, look at the gate on that. Isn't that beautiful? A really old gate and those piers either side of it. Stunning looking entrance. So guys, I'm going to try and find a way in here and have a look at these old graves, and I'll get back to you. Right guys, so I'm inside the old graveyard, and you can see all the overgrowth that's here, and it was extremely hard to get in. I found a gap to get in, but this is a family from the Chichesters is the name of the family, and there's a couple of them buried here in this private old graveyard, and it's beautiful to see. And how I noticed actually the graveyard, as well as all those yew trees from the distance, and you know when there's yew trees in an area, there's going to be a graveyard, but I can't get over that gate, how beautiful it looks, and the old railing that goes around it. So let's take a read of the old graves here. Now this one here is a cross, and it says, in loving memory of Merrill, or Muriel maybe, wife. And it's hard to read those, but it's 1886 was born and died in 1907 maybe, or 77, I'm not sure. So this is the grave of Claire Merrill Chichester, and her name was Wingfield before she got married, and she was the wife of Arthur Chichester, who was the 4th Baron of Temple Moor. And this is her final resting place, and she died in 1969, which I believe she could be the last person to be buried in the cemetery here. Now they're extremely old and overgrown, and it's hard to get around in here, but the Chichester family were known in the area here, and this graveyard was opened in 1915 and closed in the late 1960s, and is disused at the moment. It's no longer in use, so there's nobody being buried here in this small little graveyard anymore. Now, doing some research and help from Linda Ball also, I believe this is the grave of Arthur Chichester, the 4th Baron of Temple Moor, who would be the husband of Claire Merrill Wingfield, who is buried beside him. Arthur was born in 1880 and passed away in 1953. Arthur was a major in the Royal Irish Guards and had many honours, and Arthur died aged 73 years old. Now, a lot of the writing, unfortunately, has faded off these grave headstones here. So if we're even going to get to read any of them at all, I'm not sure, but it was a very, very hard battle to get here and find this old place. And there's a beautiful Celtic cross, an old one, look at that. And there's writing on the bottom of it. Now, if it comes up in edit, Archie, I think it looks like on that. 1854 to 1924. And it's hard to read. and that. But I believe there is a find a grave online for the people who are buried here, so I'll put that information up for sure. But I'm just going to make my way over this direction. And as I was saying, it's extremely hard to get around this old graveyard. And there's one in the background there and it's broken. I don't see the part that has broken off it. But it looks like that nobody comes here anymore to this graveyard. Or it's just left like this. The old graveyard. Which is sad to see. And this is the cross that's broken. And you can just see it on the ground there where it has broken away. But that's where I came in. Over there, that old gate. Beautiful looking old gate. And it reminds me of a gate that you'd see in America going into an old graveyard or an old cemetery. It's really beautiful. And I'll show you the background where the scenery where these people are buried. And it's all family that are buried here. And you can just see in the distance there. Look at all that mountain and river there, scenery. So it's buried on the graveyard is situated on top of a hill here overlooking all that beautiful scenery and forestry all around, and that amazing old railing that goes around it. And it goes all around the area. But these are the type of graveyards and places I love to find. As I said, I had to do a bit of trekking today. But I finally got here and it was well worth it to come. Even though there's only a handful of graves here. But it is something very unique, this graveyard, where it's situated on top of the hill in the middle of a field. And it's family members buried here, the Chichesters, and very interesting. They were wealthy landowners. There's another one. But the problem is I don't see any engravements on it. Unfortunately, it's just not possible to read them. And some of them have broken away as well. This one here's top has broken off the cross here as well. So I don't see any other graves here, guys, anywhere. Now, as I said online, I will put in the names of the graves as I go along and edit the name and the dates and stuff of the people who are buried here. Now I'm counting maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's about 7 graves here only in this small, tiny old graveyard. 7 graves. But just look at that gate. How amazing is that? An old, rusty gate. And it goes all the way around. I'll just pan around and show you the size of the graveyard, and it's not big at all. But as I was saying, there's those yew trees. That's how I spotted where the graveyard was, with the yew trees. I don't think I've ever found a more beautiful graveyard and this location. Absolutely stunning. These people buried here, overlooking all that. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Right over there, guys. What a find. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up there from this beautiful old graveyard here with a couple of graves in here of family members, the Chichester family. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys, and if you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell and hit the thumbs up. So from me, grave visitations here in this old fantastic graveyard in County Wexford. Take care guys, and God bless, and I'll talk to you all on the next one.